Devin Gray with Optimized Fitness and Performance with the 7th and final exercise to do if you can't squat, and that is the goblet squat. So the goblet squat might seem a little funny. The final exercise is to do if you can't squat. Why am I recommending squats? Because the goblet squat is a perfect exercise to teach you how to squat correctly. So assuming you don't have a knee injury or a back injury that would preclude you from squatting, the goblet squat is the best way to learn the squat. That's for one key reason, being that the weight is going to be held right at your chest. So I'll show you a few goblet squats, and I'll explain why they're so effective, and tell you more about how to do them. So as you see, I held the weight, that kettlebell, by the horns right on my chest. Well, what does that do? Well, the kettlebell helps me sit back into my hips. A lot of people that squat, they don't know how to sit back into their hips. They try to squat, their knees shift forward, they come on their toes. It's kind of a number, something like that. They try to squat, they lose the balance, and they fall back. The goblet squat acts as that counterweight, prevents you from falling back, but also having that weight in front of the chest activates your anterior core, especially your obliques, your abs, keeping you stronger, keeping your abs tighter, making your hips more stable, making your lower back more stable. So the key benefit of the goblet squat is having that weight held in the chest makes you squat better. It makes almost everybody squat better. Try it. If you have a lousy bodyweight squat, grab a 10-pound dumbbell, hold it, try your goblet squats. You should squat much, much better. Great abdominal exercise as well, high activation of the abs. A lot of my clients remark to me after about 6 weeks, 8 weeks of training, all goblet squats 2-3 days a week, how much stronger, how much tighter, how much firmer their abs are, even without doing lots of planks. We might do planks for 1-2 minutes of workout total. Only direct ab work we'll do is that 2-minute plank. Everything else comes from goblet squats, lunges, push-ups, all athletic core training that way. So the goblet squat, some more pointers on how to perform that exercise. I like teaching with a dumbbell. Now, I learned this trick from strength coach Mike Boyle. He talks about taking the head of a dumbbell, resting it on the chest and on the body. So as you can see, it's touching the rib cage here and the chest here. And I want to feel that contact the entire time on the squat. I'm going to stand a little outside of shoulder width apart, toes slightly turned out, eyes up. I'm going to break back at the hip and bend my knees. Now right here, see that dumbbell is held right against my chest and my ribs. I'm not letting it come off. A lot of people that squat and they sit back too far, and see how now the dumbbell is just hanging free in the air. I want to keep that back, and if I do, notice how I fold right into that deep squat, then I come back up. So again, bad form, I sit back too far, dumbbell is left free. Good form, keep it held in tight, and I sit down. So Dan John said it best, on a squat, your torso fits between your legs. Single squat as, butt back an inch, spread the knees, down you go. So that is the dumbbell goblet squat. For a strength challenge, men should be able to squat half their body weight or 100 pounds for 10 reps. Other than that, for women, I would think going to about 40 pounds for 10 reps on a goblet squat before transitioning into other forms of squats like front squat. Usually my squat transition goes from a goblet squat to a barbell front squat to a barbell back squat. In between, you might do some kettlebell squats, one-arm squats, things like that. Work on core stability if necessary. So that is the goblet squat. Now, one key thing we can also work on, if you're not quite sure how low to squat, especially if someone has a butt wink. So that butt wink, you hear about this a lot. So when someone squats down and the lower back folds under like that, or I can sit all the way down. Now, some people prefer ass to grass squats all the way down. I'm not a big fan. I find that if I squat people below parallel, below 90 degrees for the hips, below the point that the lower back stays flat, won't let them have a back injury. So what is that spot for me? Right about here is my 90 degrees. I can go a little lower, staying parallel, but if I go down here, I stretch around my back. So what I would do, this is a higher box, good for teaching, is stand over the corner of a box. This is about 14 inches right now. Touch, and come back up. And what you would do is get a training partner, get a coach, come in and see me. I'll teach you where to squat and putting that box right at the point where you would begin to round. So right before you round is where you want to keep that box. So I'm Devin Gray. That is how to perform the goblet squat, which will make you a much, much better squat. Great warm-up for squats as well.